So I went back to Bama Rock Garden yesterday. This is the V8 project I'll be working on whenever the weather gets good. Worked it a little bit last season, got every move figured out, but two or three of the moves are just like super freaking hard and I can barely do an isolation. I'm probably stronger now, but it's still going to be very difficult. Who knows if I'll get it this season or not, but I'll definitely be working that. It's kind of the opposite of the Hurricane Creek project in that it starts hard and ends easy. So maybe it could be easier than the Hurricane Creek project, which starts easy and ends hard. And it's probably the same length, like 30 hand moves or so. Here's deeper in the cave, looking at some potential double dig shit problems that could connect to the V8. I see some chalk there, which is interesting. Also see a tick mark here. This might be where the supposed V12 starts. I don't think anybody's done this yet. It might be the only thing that hasn't been done here. In the area, everything else has been pretty much climbed before, like a decade or so ago. This place is basically an abandoned park, but the university climbing club had a trail day. Apparently, the park and recs department was like, yeah, we don't mind y'all climbing there. In fact, go ahead and clean up the trails, develop stuff you want, clean off boulders. As long as you're careful about, any endangered species, the plants, stuff like that, go for it. So that was pretty sick. I heard about this trail day, I joined, and I brought my freaking electric hedger and went to town cutting up some bamboo. Whole lot of invasive bamboo in this area. I don't know why. I guess people were just into bamboo aesthetically in like the 70s whenever this is like open back in the day and for the public. Now there's fucking bamboo like everywhere. It's pretty annoying. Kind of screws up the ecosystem. But as you can see, trails are marked. University kids help clean it up and stuff. Rake up the leaves, and I think they were starting to dig some like little holes and things for like irrigation purposes. It does get flooded here pretty easily, so trying to figure that out. Look at all that damn bamboo. This area coming up is what I worked on. Just to the left of these little stairs here. I friggin' hiked there immediately because I knew this was one area that was just overgrown to hell, and I just hacked away for, I don't know, like an hour or two, and cleared a little path. They marked the trail for me, which is cool. Now there's this whole clear area to chill out and climb this kind of moderately highball slab. You can start in that little cave there for V3. There's some V0s and V1s around there. Pretty cool, beautiful little spot. Pretty psyched to be climbing here again. I did actually climb a little bit. I didn't really use my climbing shoes or chalk or anything. I just kind of wandered around and freaking, got a little lost here and there. Found some cool little holes and caverns and caves. Just kind of climbed some, easy shit. V0 highballs and stuff. Shit I could do in my sleep. Honestly, it's some of my favorite climbing outdoors. Is just easy shit you can climb without pads, without like any kind of equipment, and just kind of, free solo like 30-foot freaking boulders. Thankfully, I'm skilled and strong enough now where that kind of stuff is not even really scary. I can kind of do that forever if I wanted to. Look at that cool little hole. It's like a 3-foot horn. Pretty sweet. Definitely psyched that more people are learning about this place and wanting to climb here and willing to clean and develop the area. We're going to leave the bulk of it alone. But anything that's high quality for climbing we'll definitely clean up. We'll keep those trails nice and pretty. I love the rock here. It's pretty much all sandstone. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Look at that on top of the boulders now. I mean, this is very unique to like the southeast. You don't really see anything like this anywhere else. It's about a 30-foot drop there, pretty cool. Fun stuff. In other news, I tweaked my freaking shoulder a little bit doing push-ups Tuesday, which is pretty annoying because that was literally my first session on new strength program. But I think I'll be careful with the pressing movements from now on. It seems like the horizontal pressing in particular is somehow impinging my shoulders. I feel a lot better today, almost normal actually. Yeah, I did some climbing like I said yesterday. It felt totally fine. Might actually have helped the shoulder impingement issue, but I don't know. I'll be careful of that, I guess, in the future. I might start doing I don't know, I might just let go, say screw using the weight vest and just do some like plank push-ups in the rings. What I really want to do, and I made a short of this the other day, was some handstand push-ups in the rings. Because I figure that's got to be like the ultimate frickin', body weight pressing exercise. I mean, it can't get any harder than that. Unless you're doing it with like one arm or something. One finger. One arm, one finger. Handstand push-up. Maybe that's the hardest, using your pinky or something, or your thumb. Some Dragon Ball Z shit right there. And that actually felt good on my shoulder, which was interesting. At first I was like, trying this is probably a bad idea when my shoulder hurts, but it made my shoulder feel better, which was interesting, so that was pretty sweet. I think I'm gonna start working toward that, man. I think, look, if I can do, reps and sets of that, that might be the only kind of pressing exercise I need. Like screw push-ups and dips. That's like the ultimate. Taking it easy today. I'm pretty sore from the manual labor and wandering around, hiking and climbing random shit for like 3 hours yesterday. So, chilling today, but tomorrow, getting right back to the upper body strength exercises and finger exercises. I don't know, man. I don't really, I still haven't really figured out my upper body training. I'm gonna do away with the weight vest. Maybe chill out with the push-ups. I don't know. I'm not too concerned, obviously, because in terms of climbing, all you really need is pulling strength. You don't need a whole lot of pushing strength, but I don't know, just for like general health and fitness, I want to do some pushing. But we'll see. I don't know. Ironically, I've kind of figured out a good lower body routine. Most people who climb don't even work out their lower body, but here I am. I've got what I think is pretty much the perfect lower body routine for myself. Consists of mostly a bunch of ankle exercises and then like stuff I've shown before. The freaking Nordic curls, of course, are like the main focus lately. I was able to do freaking 3 reps of those unassisted, which is pretty sick. Probably in a few months I'll be strong enough to do, reps and sets of that. Maybe like 3 sets of 3, something like that, you know what I mean? Work up to like 5 sets of 5. I think my ultimate goal with those is to clean up the form, because obviously I'm, lowering it pretty well with good control, but when I come back up, I'm having to hinge from my hips, you know what I mean, and kind of like bend forward a lot. So I want to get strong enough to where I don't have to hinge from the hips so much on the way up. I can kind of keep more of a straight line, which is going to, of course, increase the leverage of the exercise and force my hamstrings to work even harder. And then once I can do that, I can alter the leverage even more by, instead of having the hands, behind the back like I do, I'll have the hands like in front of me or even like over my head. That'll make it even more freaking difficult. I don't think I'll ever add a weight to that exercise. I think I'll just keep altering the leverage, you know what I mean? Until I'm just freaking got the hamstrings of a Greek god, you know what I mean? They're already looking pretty beefy lately, and I'm definitely feeling powerful in like the heel hooks and things like that when climbing. So probably the best. Somehow this leg exercise has been like the best supplemental exercise I've done so far for bouldering. I mean, especially the roof climbing, cave climbing kind of stuff, where I'm utilizing heel hooks frequently. Um, Starting to do the sissy squats, you know what I mean? The kind of like knees over toes kind of squat uh, with band assistance. I've not really figured out the form yet. It still feels awkward, but I'm gonna keep working on it. It took me a long time to figure out the Nordic curl form, but I think starting off with band assisted reps is probably the best bet. My pistol squats are getting better and more comfortable. I've kind of modified them so that I can kind of hang my leg off the plow box. And that seems to not cramp up my abdomen and my lower back. So that's cool. I don't have any back pain lately. I'll wake up with a little bit, but then it'll go away quickly, which is a good sign. I'm getting healthier in the low back. I can feel like my glutes, my hamstrings, my quads and stuff all working together doing pistol squats. Now at first kind of felt like I was just using like my joints and tendons. Now I can actually feel all my lower body like muscles working together, which is nice. What else, man? I don't even know. I mean, goals moving forward are just get generally stronger. You know, I want to work towards some freaking. I've kind of left the one arm pull-ups alone because it was aggravating my elbows. Even though I was doing like the assisted reps, like the pulley system I created, it was still kind of fucking with my elbows. So I kind of quit that for a bit. I'm focusing on more like endurance for pull-ups, but I'm making it more difficult by adding a little bit of weight with a weight vest and focusing on instead of using the rings, using like a full grip. I'm just crimping on those hang boards. I'm using the indoor ones lately because it's been raining a lot, so I can't freaking use these when they're wet as hell. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. The ones indoors are way harder. They're kind of sloped, so like I had a freaking short like a week ago using the 14 millimeter holds. The thing is, guys, when you're using these, you can kind of drag your hand on the wood above it. You know what I mean? It makes it like easier. Really, it's kind of like a different technique. It's a similar technique you use when you're climbing outside. But the ones I have indoors are like slots. Okay, so you can't really press against anything above the hold. You have to kind of just use that hold, you know what I mean? So it almost makes it there's like less surface area, less friction going on, and also, like I said earlier, they're sloping to that, like a sloped rounded angle. So either I can do 11 reps of pull-ups on those 14 millimeter holds, outdoors. The indoor ones are 16 millimeters, so 2 millimeters wider or whatever, and I can only do like 6 pull-ups for those. So that's how much harder that is, using like the pockets and stuff, less friction, less surface area. So working on that, and I'm also working on freaking like tuck lever rows, which are brutal. I can only do like 5 of those on 16, and the 5th rep is pretty shitty. You know what I mean? I should say 4 really. And when I try to use the 10 millimeter on those indoor hang boards, I can like barely do a single freaking rep. You know what I mean? It's fucking brutal. But those are probably my 2 main pulling and finger exercises. I'll probably have one day where I'll just do active hangs or something too, to just work on forearms and fingers, just in isolation. But I don't know, I kind of prefer pulling. You know what I mean? It's just kind of boring, honestly, if I'm just like hanging there. I know it's probably like a very useful, popular, exercise for climbers that just straight up hangs, but I'd rather pull and, move around from those holds than just hang there. It's fucking boring. I want my training to be fun and not just, optimal or whatever. So there you go, man. That's probably what I'll do tomorrow, and then maybe I'll just fuck around with I don't know, trying out some freaking handstand push-ups and rings. I'll probably end up using these. Flip the camera around for you. I'll probably use these and just put those rings low, and then when I kick up, I can kind of put my legs against the straps to help with balance. But I don't know. I probably gotta gain a little more strength in general before I can really start doing reps. I'll probably just do holds. Either way, I feel it, man. I mean, it friggin', I was getting pumped just doing like those brief, static holds and like falling after like 5 seconds. So whatever I do with that will be useful, and I'll keep doing the freaking skin the cats. That seems to really help out my shoulders and stuff. And work a little grip too. If I'm doing like a minute of skin the cats, a minute of grip work, a minute of hanging. So good shit. Anyway, probably enough rambling for now. Long ass video. Hope you all have a nice rest of your day. Take it easy. Have a good one. Peace out.